Welcome back to Tifosi Time, your weekly Serie A podcast, giving you a chance to join the discussion, share your passion for the top teams in Italy, discuss the latest transfer news and all things calcio. Before we get into this week, though, before we get started, quick reminder, hit the subscribe button, bell icon if you want to get notified when we go live. And actually comment I subscribed if you're going to do that so we can go ahead and thank you personally. We really appreciate it. And also, if you watch the show and it doesn't totally suck, hit the like button. It tells YouTube that other people should want to check it out. So, these are my co-hosts, Chris and Dan. Say hello, fellas.
Hey. YouTube and Twitch, both of them.
That's right. And we have other social media platforms going on. So we have like a platform for each viewer. So pick your poison. So, fellas, you want to kick it off with our first segment? Should we start off like always with the old lady? Start a little Juventus talk.
Yeah, we always do Juventus. We're going to continue with Juventus, right?
I guess so.
2-0 Juventus, right? Over Samp. This was the Saturday game? I don't know. It's all blurred to me. But yeah.
It's so true.
So, go ahead, Chris. You start. You kick us off.
You want me to start? I don't know. The first half, they were definitely better, right? I think you guys would agree. Second half was a little rough. The goal was beautiful. Excellent build up, right? Chiesa actually finishing the ball. Who thought he could score, right? And Fiorentina were like, he's just terrible, right? He couldn't. That's what I'm saying. But he's actually finishing this year, well, with Juventus at least. But yeah, that play was beautiful. I don't know. The second half was very boring, very tough to watch, if you ask me. I don't know what you guys thought.
I think you give credit to Samp for that. Like, Samp is just like a solid team, and they're hard to put 3-4 goals on. Like, if you go on Twitter or Reddit, like before this game, everyone's like, I want 4 or 5 goals. I'm like, you don't know who they're playing. Like, you clearly don't watch other teams because like Samp is a very sound team, and they're not just pushovers. So, I mean, I give credit to them. Like, I thought Yoshida played really good. The first game of the season, Kali played really good. I thought Yoshida played really good this game in the back and saved them a couple of times.
He had some nice plays.
Yeah, he really did. As far as Juventus, I mean, I think their worst player on the field again was Bonucci, but that's also because I hate Bonucci. The goal they scored, the first goal they scored was really, really nice. Good combination play between like 3 people. Chris said exactly what we were saying. Chiesa, his problem on Fiorentina was not being able to score or finish or his last touch, and he's shown a difference this year. And all 3 of us, like, we have to take back what we said. Not that we said Chiesa wasn't going to be good for Juventus. We said that he wasn't needed for them at the time, like position-wise. But, I mean, he's turned out to be one of their best players, one of the most consistent players, and really worth it. I don't know where they would be without Chiesa.
He's been awesome. He really has been awesome. He took him a couple of games to get used to it and get adjusted, but like he's been really solid.
Agreed. He's definitely made a jump. He seems to be growing into the team. He's tightening up his finishing for sure. I think a lot like what you guys said, right? The first 20 minutes they dominated. It's something about I don't know, Sampdoria, I guess. If you guys remember the first game of the season, I think people were literally anointing Pirlo the next Zidane because we played so beautiful and everything. In the first half of this game, we played pretty good. It was crisp passing. It was quicker. The movement off the ball was more coordinated. We just played more of the way we should. They didn't play for the whole 90 minutes. The goal was really nice.
The second half wasn't as good as the first.
Yeah, I was really impressed with Yoshida. Like Dan said, I mean, I think listen, he definitely outplayed Bonucci, right? Like he, and I also think I know it's going to sound a little bit like a joke, but I think Chiellini makes a difference there. Not like he was overly pushed in this game, but you could just see the defense is overly more solid when he's there.
Yeah,
and I think now, like, how many games has he been back where we haven't given up a goal just because he's there?
Yeah, 4 consecutive shutouts they have in all competitions. But he's just so solid. Like you don't worry as much when he's back. Not that I don't want Lit back there. Like obviously I want him back there, but like Chiellini back there is just so solid. Not that he didn't even commit a foul this game. Like he was just solid, sound defending that you expect from him. So yeah, you're right. Like it's just great to see him see him
So
back there.
he makes it look so easy. He's so smart, right? Like he knows he can't, hang with it physically anymore, like as much as he used to. But like he's just smart. He pulls people off sides. He knows what he's doing. He's a leader, right? People
That's
listen
what it
to
is.
him. You know?
Yeah, I think he coordinates the rest of the team, right? Like if people are going to drift off, I think he does a lot of the work in the background, kind of facilitating people where they need to be. And let's face it, like we don't have a ton of options in the midfield. So this is pretty much our midfield, right? Like give or take. I mean, Arthur, you replace Arthur for Rabiot, but that's.
No, I think this is what he settled on. I mean, I think he settled on Arthur, Bentancur, McKennie, Chiesa being the four, which I can't really be opposed to that. They're
Chiesa and McKennie make a difference for sure.
Yeah.
Like when they're not there, the team definitely loses a lot.
I don't know.
And go ahead, Chris.
I feel like he needs to work on his halftime speeches. Like I thought Bentancur had a really good first half. In the second half, it was a bunch of players, not just him, right? But I don't know. Like what do you tell him at halftime? What was his
Nothing,
speech?
maybe, I don't know.
Did he not talk to him at all? Like the whole team just, I don't know.
Yeah, they were content. And Bentancur with his fouls, like he's suspended next game on like stupid yellow cards that he gets constantly. So you can't even have a consistent midfield.
Well, that's one of the
he's
weird
always
things
out.
too. Like, didn't he sub Bentancur out?
Yeah,
Right,
because he had a yellow.
and it was either to protect him from the yellow card, but then it's like, all right, we have so many games, and the next guy is not going to play next week, and it's almost like why not save the leg
I
of the
think
guy that
his
comes
worry
in?
I think his worry is that Bentancur was going to get a second
Might get
yellow
thrown
and get
out.
a red.
Yeah.
And they only had like a 1-0 lead at that time, so you don't want to risk that. But he just makes stupid fouls, like fouls that like just why are you doing that? Like he's past you, it's fine. You got people behind you got Chiellini behind you. You don't have to go in hard from behind. Stupid things that he does, and he's suspended next game. We got Parola in the chat. He's saying rest Chiellini. He does not. Why? I guess he's saying why rest Chiellini and not Bonucci.
That's a good question.
Yeah, I mean Chiellini can't play. And worries that he's going to get hurt all the time. So,
but it's that's the problem with the team, right? It's like you have certain players that like he's going to rest because of the age of Chiellini, maybe coming back from injury or whatever. But the people that stay on the field, it's not always because of merit, right? Bonucci is basically like Ronaldo, if you think about it. Like Ronaldo does way more and never can come off. Bonucci never comes off, and it's just like, dude, you would be my fourth choice behind Demiral, De Ligt, and Chiellini. I mean, legit. And it's not that he always ruins the game. It's just he is what he is. Like,
yeah, no, he's not. He's not special, and they treat him like he's special.
Yeah,
it's frustrating. Speaking of Ronaldo, Ronaldo's been pretty he hasn't been showing up really for a handful of these last games. If he doesn't score, he's not really doing anything, and he's not scoring right now. He's out of form, definitely. Shots going wide and.
And that's what I noticed. Ronaldo through his career, right? It's Ronaldo. It's like when he's out of form, it's like you ride him for 10 games until like you just keeps playing until he comes back in. Like, God forbid they give him a week off, like one game, just be like, hey,
well, he did. He had the Coppa Italia last game against Spal. He wouldn't even address because apparently
that was
midweek.
quarantine. But
I know. But I'm saying like he's not following rules with protocols and all that kind of stuff.
But I'm saying, God forbid, you could give the guy like 7 days, right?
He does what he wants.
I mean, I'm not complaining about him. Like he scores, he does what he does. You're not expecting much more than him. So
I don't know. I feel like this game tomorrow, they play tomorrow. Like I don't know. I'd go with Demiral and De Ligt. Like Lukaku's not even playing tomorrow. He's suspended, right?
Yeah. So you're talking about the Italian Cup, which is tomorrow. So yeah, I mean, I believe Lukaku's suspended. It's two legs in the semifinals. So I think he's going to experiment, especially because I think they have Rome this weekend too, right?
Yeah.
So they have a big game this weekend. So you'll see the lineup shuffled tomorrow, for sure.
Yeah. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about? I want Arthur to just be like, I don't know, go forward and pass the ball forward, not side to side as much. Like he does it a little bit, but like
he made a couple passes vertical.
Yeah, it was
too far.
It was a little bit more than weeks past, but I want him to just because he can do anything on the field. He's capable of doing anything. He really is.
Mentally, I think he's effed up though. Like I just don't. He doesn't have that Juventus like mentality. Like he just doesn't. Like he for a guy who's that talented, he has to be under pressure from 4 guys to dribble out of it and like play with speed. And then the rest of the time he's just like, oh, okay, I'll just hang out. Like he, in this midfield, you would think he would go and search out the ball, right, and be like, play through me. He doesn't even do that.
He should. Yeah. He's got 3 midfielders that run their ass off. Chiesa, Bentancur, and McKennie will do the running for you. You just take the ball and spread it out like that. Just be Pirlo. Spread the ball around.
I want him to want the ball more. He just expects it to just come to him.
That's
like I want him to just go, like, hey, give me the ball, let's go.
That's what I mean. I think he's lazy on the movements off the ball too to get to good positions.
Yeah,
like to separate from the defenders. He doesn't do that. And then, when he gets it, he's like facing backwards. So all you can do is make a square pass backward, right?
But I also think the issue is having Bonucci there too, because Bonucci's like, here, I'll do the pass. Don't worry about it. Like fuck off, man. Get out of here. So I mean, I think we pretty much said everything that we wanted to say about this.
Yeah, overall, I was impressed with Yoshida. I think the halftime adjustments are better by Samp than Juventus. I think part of that was just we were managing the game, though.
Yeah, well, and also Pirlo, again, taking really long to make subs. Like their second half, the second half, they played terrible in the beginning. He still takes 25 minutes to make a sub. Like, dude, you're allowed. You have 5. Make them. Make the moves. And you have the deepest lead. Make some subs.
Who do you guys think was the best player for Juventus this week? I would say.
I don't know. Chiesa maybe? McKennie?
Well, Frank, I hope you're going to say Chiellini because you picked him as your player of the week.
I picked Chiellini as my player of the week because, and I'll let out of the bag because I don't think anyone really cares. I just think for what he means for the team, right? At 38 years old, his presence is there.
Yeah.
And
I would say Chiesa was probably the best. He's really playing well. He's doing great. And Cuadrado was unselfish for the second goal, passed it across for the goal. Another assist for Cuadrado. I feel like he gets every single assist for this team.
Parolo saying he's happy with Arthur and he thinks the midfield is going to get better.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Arthur's playing definitely better than the beginning of the season. Like he
can't play any worse.
Yeah, that was
good. Dom, let's move over to. You guys want to go to like the big game of the week, Atalanta Lazio?
Sure. Yeah, let's do that. Let's head over to the Atalanta.
Because I think we all picked Atalanta, and I knew as soon as we did that, we were like, oh, we're up. Down for an upset.
So it's tough when we pick games. It's like we don't know the lineups, right? Like no one plays.
Like a week in advance.
Yeah, like if I would have known Romero was going to get COVID, Gosens is hurt suspended, and I should have known that. But then
Hadabor was hurt.
Like it's that changes.
So Parolo wrote Atalanta sucked, and they did, and it was. I'll start off because this game pissed me off, right? Like it, because I really thought Atalanta was going to start to put some string of results together. And Lazio always plays a nice game, but here's the thing, like, you were missing Gosens, Hadabor, and Romero, and those are their 3 best defenders. And here's also, if you take Gosens or Hadabor off, just one of them that falls a lot. When you take them both off, I was really disappointed with the subs. Like Ruggeri and whatever the 18-year-old kid is his name right now. Milan, I think.
So hold on. Ruggeri is 18 years old. You can't expect him to be fantastic. Male, whatever that guy's name, it just came here a month ago. Yeah, he just came a month ago. You guys have to relax. Like they're both really talented players.
I actually think he's pretty good, the Melee kid. Like I think
he's really good. He can run forward with the ball. He's gonna be good for them.
I think when you asked me who I wanted my player of the week to be, I wanted you to put a picture of Gasparini with the big X through it. And listen, I get it. People were injured, right? You lose your best players, they fall. But this is why we gave him so much credit the last 2 years, was because everyone they put in, they were able to keep up, right? And this is why when you sell players like Castagna and then you have Gosens or Hadabor out, you have to think about that. You can't leave yourself 2 18-year-olds as your alternative. So I was disappointed because I think a little bit of the luster is off.
I think you're missing the bigger focus, how big Romero's been in the middle, and you see Palomino taking his spot, and he was atrocious back there. He was so bad. If Romero's in that game, it's a different game the way he's been playing.
Okay. And Parolo says the same thing. Oh, they have an excuse. They were at 4 important players, but that's the point, right? Like Gasparini was the guy that the team, anyone they would put in would produce, and they did not produce. Like the midfield was horrible.
But let's
They
not
didn't
forget,
have the ball.
Lazio's a really good team.
Yeah, they're playing a very good team against a very good team who went out strong, scored super early. Like Atalanta usually gives up a goal really early, but there was no answer, no response.
Oh, so what? I'm only allowed to be honest and criticize Juventus when they don't play good?
No,
Like,
I'm just saying.
I don't think you should blow this game out of proportion. Like, I don't think you should.
Like, 3 very important people were gone from their team.
No doubt. I mean, listen, Gosens by himself is a big miss. You take away their 2 wing backs and the support they give to the midfield and how Atalanta plays, like that's huge. Like I get it. I just expected a little bit more, right? Like a little bit. I just thought those 2 guys were there, but they were, they were easily outplayed at pretty much at all levels of the field. So
against a pretty good team.
We don't give enough credit to like Luis Alberto on this show.
He played well.
He's fantastic. Yeah, his passing is ridiculous. Milinkovic Savic, we're not huge fans, but like he's a strong presence. Like he's always in the middle of things. He's strong on the ball.
It's not that he's not good. We started to get in his case when they started saying he was $100 million player. And
yeah, exactly. But he's a solid guy. Correa is good combo with Mobley. It's a really strong team. A team that was up with Juventus for a lot, last year for the title.
What did Parolo say about Ruggieri?
I think he threw up, vomit.
You vomit so with Ruggieri. I don't know what that means. You cannot go with Ruggieri. Yeah, I mean Ruggieri. So here's the thing. Atalanta got rid of Mojica. They sent him back on loan. DePauli they got rid of too. So really, Ruggieri was their option because
this is why I said to you. This is why I said to you in the summer when they got rid of Castagna that it was going to make a big difference, right?
Yeah, and Parola just said DePauli's not on the team anymore, so you can't pick him.
No, that's another. I mean, I'm saying like you either are the guy who's going to develop and get the most out of everyone, or keep the people that are established. Like you can't play it both ways, right? We can't say, oh, everyone Atalanta touches, they turn to gold. They develop all these players that no one knows, and then when it doesn't happen, go, it's okay. Nobody knows these guys.
So here's the thing. I give them credit because you're saying that, but at the same time, they realized that DePauli and Mojica were not players for them, so they got rid of them right there in the middle of the season. Like I give them credit for not sticking with those scrubs that were not fitting with it. So I think they do definitely know talent.
I'm judging the guys that played, right? Melee and Ruggieri were a big.
All right. It's Mele's like second game. Ruggieri's 18. He can't even drink yet. All right. So let's relax. All right. Give him time.
But in the end of the day, you lost. You lost an important game. And you lost 3 points.
Yeah. I mean, they did beat them in the Italian Cup midweek. So it's you can't win every game. But that was a very bad. What Frank is saying is true. Like. It's okay to lose, but the way they lost was very bad. It was a terrible performance. And besides Muriel's, backwards through the legs play, like there was no imagination.
What did they do?
Yeah, Mirachuk was non-existent.
And Freuler and Darun, who usually play so good, I think they saw the difference by not having those wings that supported them and gave them supremacy in midfield. Like they fell back to earth.
Yeah, you tell them Putin. They lost to Lazio, not to just Marino. Like this is a solid team.
True, but still, you gotta have the bar high for Atalanta, and I'm gonna keep it there.
All right, but really good result for Lazio. Really good result, and they played well. And like we said, they're one of the most exciting teams to watch, and best. They play one of the best type of game.
So here's my question
when they're on.
For you. Right. Here's my question for you about Lazio because we didn't really talk about them, and they did play a good game, right? And they usually play nice, entertaining soccer. For Inzaghi, who is he? Is he another Zeman who's going to play quality soccer but never really win anything? Who do we think he is in 5 years? Is he someone that has rotated through teams, a couple of years at a time, and just they play okay?
No,
like, who is it? Do we know yet?
I think he can go to bigger team and be really successful.
I think he's a good coach. They don't help him out, man. When's the last time they bought a player?
Oh, so we're just gonna make excuses for everybody then?
But it's not his fault. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, that's the whole idea, right? The whole idea is not just to make them play nice, but figure out and also the results, right? That's why I'm asking. Like,
Right? Can you name their bench players? Any of their bench players?
off the top of my head, no.
Yeah.
But that's why I brought up Zayman, right? Zayman used to play beautiful with every team, and they would lose 4-3 every game, right? Like, so that's why I'm just wondering.
Yeah,
I don't
but
think you know the answer yet.
He's winning more games than losing, so
That's
I
true.
think he's better than that.
I think he's a good coach, very good coach.
Yeah. And he's been rumored multiple times when Juventus has fired the past couple of coaches. They say Inzaghi might be the guy to go in next. He hasn't been there yet, but I think he'll get a chance with a bigger team.
Oh, I agree, and that's why I'm just saying: are we comfortable making a call now? Like, do we know who he is, or we still just need more time?
Yes, I think we know who he is. He's coached them long enough. He's a good coach.
Yeah, okay, but Sarri played good with Napoli. What did he do on Juventus?
He won with Chelsea. He won with Chelsea. And he won the title with Juventus. So I think,
But the style was
did
different.
enough too. The style, because the players didn't listen to him.
That's part of what the coach needs to do, no?
Yeah, stubborn old Juventus players. Let's go to – you guys have anything else to say about this game or not?
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the Inter game.
Ugh, I hate talking about them.
Yeah, well, we didn't talk about them last week, so I felt bad. But we got to talk about them this week. My screen's frozen, so I don't know if you flipped anything over or anything.
Yeah, it's on. It's 4-0.
4-0 versus Benevento, and I think they killed Benevento, the other fixture, in the beginning of the season too. They seem to have their number. This game really wasn't even close from the beginning. It was very, very one-sided the whole time, and Benevento didn't have a shot. I mean, they had a shot on their own goal, actually, because Improto scored on his own team. Other than that, they didn't do much. No possession, no shots. Inter, not that they overly – I spelled Perisic wrong. Not that they overly impressed me. Like, even Martinez missed a couple chances that he could have scored more. Lukaku, another 2 goals. This was just a sound win. Eriksen is the most interesting piece of that team. That he's actually getting time to play in the middle of the field.
He's been
taking free kicks. He's playing well.
Eriksen's a good player.
I think they told him, listen, we can't get rid of him. You got to play him because no team's gonna. They want like full loans. They want they want a lot of money for somebody to take him for a loan or whatever. Going to get that, so I think he really has to play Eriksen, and he's doing it. And Eriksen hasn't played. This is the best Eriksen's played in a year.
This is the most he's played. He doesn't play.
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping that Benevento would give him a little bit more of a, an effort here. Like maybe still lose, but maybe keep it closer. I don't think it doesn't sound like it was that close at all throughout. So that's disappointing.
Yeah, it wasn't.
It really wasn't.
Well, listen, when you start with an own goal 7 minutes in,
But not only that, though, it's just like they had nothing. They had nothing working for them. It was just Inter the whole time. But it was Eriksen. Eriksen was my key to the game, and then like Inter just plays smart. They give the ball to Lukaku, and he scores. It's not hard. It's a pretty easy game plan. Give him the ball, he's gonna score.
Except when he plays against Chiellini.
Wow. Yeah.
That's for Barolo.
Solid team. Ranocchio back there. Man, what a stud. No, they gave a rest to DeVry. They need to rest some players too. This was a good game to rest against. And Martinez, the good thing I put at the bottom for his contract extension, not that I want him to resign with Inter. I care less about him. I don't think he's good, but they're taking the release clause of 111 million, either getting rid of that or they're making it even bigger, like 150 million, so that no one can steal him away. And apparently he wants to stay. So till June 2025 is what they're talking.
So wait, would you not sell? Let me pause there for a second. If someone offered you 111 million, would you not sell Martinez?
No, I would have sold them for 70 million.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. But I'm saying it's good for them that if they're going to be forced to sell and they don't want to increase it.
It's at 111 already. If someone gives you 111, good luck. I'll drive.
I'm just saying, yeah.
Who's the team that's interested in them again? Barcelona, right? That was the rumor.
Yeah,
Have you seen
Sounds
they ain't
about
getting
right.
it. Jesus Christ! Did you
Yeah.
see that?
Messi makes apparently $155 million a year from Barcelona. That got leaked. So yeah, I don't think they can afford many other contracts. But Inter keep pace, still in second place after disappointing game or two.
Did Conte cry about anything this week, or
He wasn't even coaching, right? He was suspended.
I know, but did he cry anything from like the sidelines via walkie-talkie or anything?
I don't think so. You couldn't cry about this game. There was nothing to complain about. It was a really simple game. What else do we got? We got a couple other games, I think, too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go to Bologna Milan because this was going to be my player of the week, but I didn't go with it. 2-1 Milan versus Bologna. Skorupski, we talked about him last week. He played so freaking good again. Milan could have had like 4 or 5 goals easily. He had double saves. He saved the penalty shot. He was fantastic again. And it's funny to talk about Milan and then talk about Skorupski is the first person I talk about. But I just want to give him credit. He was so good. And it's really needed for Bologna because remember they had the Costa in there early in the season, and that guy was shooting on his own net. So it's good to see that they have a goalie.
That's a great finish, man. That was like top 10 for this.
But I know that I just want to shout him out because he was really, really good in this game. And Bologna had some chances, but Donnarumma made some saves himself, which was good to see.
So, yeah, I mean, they dominated essentially most of the game, but like the last 10 minutes were pretty nuts, right? When the Bologna scored, and it was entertaining. But Milan didn't play good by any means.
No, actually, when Bologna scored that goal, like there was a chance they would get that second one. Like they were pushing really hard for it, and maybe they can end up with the tie. They catch a break here or there, but in the end, Milan won this game. A game that, like I said, in past years they wouldn't have won it.
Yeah, that Milan needs Benevento back, which he did come in because Tonali's been absolute garbage. So.
All right, let's not make the kid retire yet. He's just having a horrible season.
He's not been well. He has not played well, so they need Benevento back.
A lot of the talk that you hear is the amount of penalty shots that Milan get. Zlatan missed the first one, then Kessié takes the second one. Who's way better at penalty shots. He's like 8 for 9. Zlatan's like 3 for 8 this season. But because it's Zlatan, he's going to take.
When Juventus is winning, they always say Juventus is favoring. It's too many penalty shots, even though it's never true. So
one year they were, weren't they? Didn't they get suspended for it?
No, those are just. Yeah, it was a lot.
Don't bring that crap up. Yeah, they were so bad. Meanwhile, in the World Cup final that year, they had like 22 players between France and Italy that were Juventus players.
Frank's butthurt. I'm sorry.
I'm not butthurt. I just think it's that Inter fans probably made that happen.
Yeah, but Kessié should be taking the penalty shots. They also have the ball a lot, and they have the ball in the other team's box a lot. So they're going to get more penalty shots because they get more opportunities in there. It all makes sense, and it eventually evens out.
Let's not lie. The way they have the rule now, there's just more penalty shots in general.
Yeah,
totally. Yeah. But Tomori, the kid they signed from Chelsea, the loan with the option to buy, played well. He looks fun and young and exciting, energetic. So that's a good, hopefully looking like a good signing by them.
He's been good.
What did Parola say? Did you see an Inter fan made a joke? He said to them that any one team with 14 penalty favor would be in the first place. Yeah, I mean, they do get a lot of penalty shots.
Is that how many more they have than any other team? 14.
I don't know if that's how many more they have. I don't know. I think
that might be the difference. They have what was pot for them versus against them. Maybe I don't know. I'm not sure. Don't we have a stat guy?
Yeah, I don't think so.
I think Milan got rid of Musacchio, right? He sucks.
Yeah, he's on Lazio actually. So Patrick got hurt in the Lazio Atalanta game like super early, and they were forced to put Musacchio in early. So I'm not a fan of Musacchio, but that's funny. That it's good that you brought that up. Like That's Lazio signing.
I know.
Other teams are signing people, and they're signing Musacchio. Like, come on. Like, Inzaghi's doing great over there, Frank.
Milan has 16 penalties for them so far. It looks like
16.
Yeah.
Just total, right?
No, that's total because Latan's missed like 5 himself. So
yeah, it's a lot.
Guess what? They're still in first place. They won another game.
Yeah.
Keep doing what they got to do.
Kessi's 6 for 7. Zlatan's 3 for 7, and then Kelanoglu is 2 for 2.
Kelanoglu hasn't played either. He's been out for a bit. They miss him. He's been playing really well. Let's go to the last game that we have. Roma, Hellas Verona, right?
Yeah, Verona was asleep in this game.
Another disappointing game. I think that's why this week everything was disappointing.
This is one of the worst performances I've seen from Verona in a very long time. Nobody was a difference maker. Even Silvestri made some saves, but even on some of the goals, he was very questionable. But Davidovic, he played awful. They just didn't play well. But I'll give Roma credit. Like Verona had a very strong game.
They were missing their boy though. My boy in D.
Who?
Who's the young guy that I put in my team? Lovato.
Oh, Lovato. Yeah, Lovato's been out a while. I don't know if he's hurt or whatever, but he hasn't played as much at the beginning of the season.
Give credit to Rome, man. I still like their team. You guys shit on them all the time, but they're good.
I don't shit on them.
I think Mayoral's been awesome the last month without Dzeko, whatever's going on with them. He's still on the team because the transfer thing lifted, it closed. But I think
transfer closed. I didn't even realize.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it closed today. And he's been great, man.
What happened to Zaccagni this week, Dan?
Non-existent. Their whole team was non-existent. It was a poor effort from.
Well, that's when you got to give some credit to Rome, right? They did play well. I mean, they kind of overwhelmed them from the beginning. It seemed like, Rome's a decent team. They're not great. I mean, they have people like Smalling on the field, so they're limited, right?
You got hurt.
You got hurt.
The game.
They do have Spinazzola though, so that's a plus.
Yeah, he could have scored again. He gets he reminds me a lot of Chiesa, like around the net last year at Fiorentina.
He doesn't know how to finish.
A lot of chances, doesn't know how to finish. Like
he doesn't know how to finish, and he doesn't know how to finish. And what also his one deficiency, worse than finishing even, is the final pass. Like he's not good at the final cross. He'll mess up. Like he'll get 1 out of 4. He was Gosens, and all of a sudden he could do 3 out of 4. Like
if he was Gosens, he'd be scoring a lot more.
Well, that's what I mean. But I think it's the final. I think it's the final touch, the final passing that he messes up. He gets in great spots all the time.
Yeah, for sure. Like his IQ is through the roof, and his technical abilities. It's just that the last touch always fails him, like Chiesa last year and the previous years.
Well, you know what that shows that technical ability is not that great, right? Because he's going so fast that when he's trying to make a pass or a cross at that speed, it's not spot on, right? It's it's always a little overhit or a little off the mark.
One more important thing from this game that happened: Pellegrini did get a yellow, and he's not going to be in the Juventus game this weekend. That's pretty big for them.
Yeah, Pellegrini played.
Let's hope players in the other team aren't playing. That's what Juventus is up to.
No, he's saying big for Rome.
That's big for Rome. I'm saying that's not. I don't.
Pellegrini's been playing fantastic. Yeah. Like I thought Pellegrini and Veretout were the best 2 players in the field. I do want to pick out Mkhitaryan again because Frank said that he wouldn't score 10 goals this season. He's at 9 with 18 games left. I think he's going to get there.
He was at 6 like 5 weeks in.
Frank, I think he's going to get to 10.
I still think I made my point.
But a very strong win for them, and they needed it because every one of the top teams besides Atalanta won. They all gained 3 points.
Mayoral played good too.
I wonder I don't know. They were supposed to have a conversation, Dzeko and the coach, right? I wonder what's going to happen because he's not going anywhere now.
Well, what was the deal? They just thought he was going to sell.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, there's a difference in it's not seeing eye to eye. I think Dzeko's going to ride the bench for a little bit. I mean,
They need him.
Yeah, but you know what? If the coach is stubborn and wants to prove a point, then he's not going to play him. And then what were the rumors? Because Fonseca's always being rumored to get fired too, like unjustly. Like he's done well, but what did we see? We saw Allegri was getting rumored with them, right? To Chris,
give them a goalie that's not blind, and that'll help to start.
Yeah,
right?
even the goal that Colley scored. I think it went through. I mean, he headed it down. It was a good header, but Lopez.
There's so many good goalies. I don't understand how they haven't been able to just like loan either an old goalie or a young goalie from someone. I don't even get it.
My player of the week this week. Go get him.
Yeah, fantastic. He was great. I was questioning why you picked him as player of the week, and then I saw the highlights. I was like, oh crap, he was really good.
Dude, he's like that every week. We'll get to it. He's great.
Yeah. Dom, do you guys have anything else to say about this game, or do you want to move on to something else? We'll go on to the rest of the games and briefly talk about them.
Yeah, look, Parolo also agreed. Why didn't the Verona coach play Lovato or Mignani? Were they available?
Yeah, I don't think Lovato's been available. He's been out like a while. He doesn't play as much, so I think he might be carrying like an injury or something.
And then also, do they always play 3 defenders at the back?
Yeah, because they got the wingbacks.
Yeah, they've always
and Ferrione, but I don't know.
It just wasn't a good game. They're allowed to have bad games.
Mm-hmm. Everybody's allowed.
Yeah, Dom, go to the rest of the results. We'll quickly run down. Trues Web says stubborn coaches, am I right? Or I hear that. Yeah, they're very stubborn. Torino, Fiorentina, 1-1. This was pathetic on Torino's part. I mean, Fiorentina had 2 red cards, and they were up 1-0. Like, Torino had to eke out a tie on that game.
It was bad.
It's awful.
Big game for Fiorentina.
So even like Torino's goal, it was nice, but like, can you give him credit? Like they were down, they're up 2 men. There was no one in the box. It's Belotti by himself.
And we said this. Me and Chris are watching the game, and they're up 2 men, and they're sticking with 4 men in the back. Like, can you push up? Like you're up 2 men. Can you switch your formation? Like go up and can you just throw some balls at the net? Like, what are you doing?
This is probably the worst Torino team I remember in like 15
really
years.
Bad. Yeah. So yeah, that game was atrocious. It was good for Fiorentina. I was happy that Fiorentina got a tie out of that because Torino didn't deserve a win. They sucked. Go down to Spezia, Udinese, 1-0 Udinese. Both of these teams got a red card too. DePaul had 2 stupid yellow cards. The first one, he got a yellow card for a dumb foul, and he's laughing at the ref as he gets it. He's like, come on, seriously? And then he gets like another yellow card on a dumb tackle that was unnecessary. Gets a second one.
He lost the ball himself, and then just this lazy pulls him back, and he gets another yellow.
But come on, like use your head. You have a yellow, and he was getting multiple fouls before that too. Like he kept fouling people. Samponaro came in for Spezia. He played well for like the 5 minutes that he played, and then he gets thrown out of the game too. Like these teams are so stupid. Like players are just dumb. Like they're really dumb. So 1-0, big win for them. Sassuolo, Cagliari 1-1. Sassuolo scored in the 94th minute with Boga on a pass from O'Day, which O'Day is going to be really, really good.
Awesome, dude.
He's on Inter, right? Because he's a loan to Sassuolo, I think. He's on Inter, right? Or no, maybe he's Sassuolo's property. I can't remember.
Sassuolo, yeah. He's good.
But Chris, you wanted to mention.
I mean, Cranio was played out of. Did you see the highlights, Frank?
Not yet, no.
If you get a chance, go back and watch the highlights because the saves he was making were absolutely insane.
Yeah, absurd saves.
No, we're not shocked. I believe he was my goalie on my team, so
that's what I'm saying. If you're Rome, go get him. And your team is that much better. And it's not even close. Sassuolo should have won this game. I didn't get to see it live because we were watching the other game, but from the highlights, they just had tons of shots.
What's going on with Caputo, man?
Oh, man.
Caputo's corner shouldn't be existent anymore. It's terrible, man. Like they are not a good team. He's overrated. I'm saying it. I'm calling him out.
What?
He's in a bad spell.
He's fine.
I mean, listen, he has good movement inside the box. You can tell he's a striker.
He's one of the best finishers in the league.
Yeah. No, his finishing is second really to none in the league. He's very good. I'm joking, but they're playing bad.
My screen's all frozen, so I have no idea what we're looking at.
So Genoa, Crotone, Destro, who
Oh my God.
he has to be the player of the month for January. I mean, 8 goals in the month of January. I don't think he hasn't scored 8 goals total in like 6 years. Like I don't remember him scoring ever.
I think he had one year where he burst onto the scene where he may have scored
with Rome, right? Like he played well with Rome one year, and then just fell off the face of earth. 8 goals, 2 goals today. Genoa's playing really well. They fired the coach. Bellardini's there, and they can't stop winning. They're doing really well now. Crotone,
that was one of the teams that we thought were going to do decent, and they started off horrible. And we were like, their team's not that bad. Like, why? Like, why can't you win?
Mm-hmm. Parolo's putting his prediction on the side. Crotone, Spezia, Benevento going down. I don't see that. I don't see that as a 3-2.
I don't think. I think Torino.
I don't think Benevento or Spezia are going down.
Me either. Crotone, yes.
I think Torino's going down.
They better hope not.
And Inter.
It's not even possible for them to go down.
No, it was a joke.
Napoli versus Parm. Napoli 2-0 win. Not very impressive though. Like I didn't find that game exciting or thrilling. Like Parm's not a good team, so to win 2-0 for them, whatever. You know, Parm is signing someone actually though from Bayern Munich. How do you say his name, Chris?
Xerxes or something? I don't know. He's Dutch. He's like 19. His potential is supposed to be like through the roof. I'm excited to see him play.
Yeah, so loan obligation or option to buy. But yeah, everything you hear about this kid is he's fantastic. So that's hopefully a really good signing for them, and maybe he can save their season. It's a lot to put on one kid, but he's whatever. And then we talked about the Rome Verona game. Dom, do you want to pull the standing? There's some movement in the standings. Well, not in the top 4. Like I said, most of the top teams won besides Atalanta, so they're the only team that dipped.
Look at these arrows. Look at this.
Yeah, I thought I'd add that because just if there's a difference, the movers and shakers, as I like to call them. So, yeah, everyone's caught up except for Juventus. Napoli, that game's going to get played in May, I think.
I don't even know.
But Rome staying up there, even though, like we said, we don't have much confidence in them, but they deserve it. And you're seeing Sassuolo down there where they should be, really. The bottom, I think Parm is going down. I think Crotone is going down. And I think Torino's going down. Those are my 3 teams that are going down.
I would agree with that. I think Benevento, Parolo's smoking. They're not going down, dude.
Benevento's plays there. They have their games where they had to a decent result. I mean, unless they totally tank and lose 10 in a row, they usually are able to get a result here.
I think they've been good, man. They score some goals and they're playing. I mean, 4-0. This was a bad result, but
this was a bad one.
Defensively, compared to the beginning of the season, they've toned it down a little bit. Like they're keeping it a little close there. So I don't know. I think they're going to stay up.
And I think Spezia will find a way to get some results too.
Yeah.
So do you guys have a new opinion on the top 4? I mean, I think we all agree that Milan, Inter, and Rome are going to be in. I mean, Milan, Inter, Juventus are going to be in the top 4. Do you see Rome keeping that, or who realistically? Who do you guys? I know you're all saying Atalanta, right? You're hoping they're going to be the 4th team, but
listen, I still think Atalanta, if they play the way we think they can play, which this year they haven't shown they can consistently, I think they're there. But otherwise, it's going to be between Rome and Lazio, I think.
You're not giving Napoli a shot, even with Osimhen coming back. And it's funny, Napoli with their team, I mean, Gattuso, we said a couple weeks ago, was talking contract extension. Now they're saying he's parting ways in June.
Listen,
that's how.
If you were going to do the tiebreaker, right? Let's say it was the 4th place. This is one of the ways I think about it. Let's put Atalanta, Napoli, Lazio, and Rome in there. Who's the best coach? I go with Gasparini, and then I would go with Lazio. So, that's why I bounced them over Gattuso and
Fonseca.
So who are the 4 you think is going to stay, Frank? Who's going to be?
So we all think it's going to be Milan, Inter, and Juventus in the top 4. Who's going to be that 4th team?
I'm going to stick with Atalanta, even though they're outsiders, just because.
That's who I was going to say, Atalanta.
So Atalanta also, by the way, I didn't make a transfer thing, but they signed Viktor Kovalenko. They're signing these players who are not bad players quietly, and he's an attacking midfielder. Maybe they're thinking he can replace Gomez. They got a lot of players, and
where did Gomez end up anyway? Sevilla? Where'd he go?
Yes, yeah. 5 million and 3 million in bonuses they got for him.
That's a deal and a half for Sevilla.
Yeah, and I think they're paying him like 5 million a year, which is a big bonus for boost for him. He was only making like 2.5. Yeah, I mean, I guess Atalanta would be my fourth team, and then Lazio, and I don't trust Gattuso or Fonseca either. So yeah, I would go with those two.
Yeah, and Pirello's saying the same thing. Gattuso was like, the coach, and now he's ready to fire him. It's like
exactly.
Di Lorenzo's is like the worst owner.
Listen, I will say, even though I've been on the Atalanta wagon, I think they're on the cusp of knocking themselves out of it, right? Like they can't win one, lose one, win one, lose one. Like you got to start beating some of the good teams. So
yeah, but I look at stability. Like they're the most stable team, top to bottom, with Lazio. Like those stable teams with stable coaches, they know what they're doing. They're gonna be in the mix. Like Roma is a headache. Napoli's a headache that you can't trust those teams. Even though Rome's making some good moves too, they're finally signing that American Reynolds. They're signing one other, a couple other people. El Shaarawy, they signed as well. They're making moves, and they have an owner who's competent now. But I just don't trust fully what they're doing. Like I said, they had a forfeit the Italian Cup game because they made 6 subs. They forfeit the first game of the season. They're just not stable. So Atalanta and Lazio are the most stable teams that can get that fourth spot.
How does that even happen? 6 subs, like I don't know.
I don't know. Like know the rules.
What about not only the coach? What about all the assistant coaches? What about the players themselves to be like, "Yo, we already made 5."
See the game. Pellegrini was yelling at them, saying, "Hey, what are you doing? We already made 5. We're done." And then they made the sub, and they fired some of the coaches, and that's why Deco is pissed because he liked the managers and stuff. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's bad management, so I can't trust them. Dom, do you want to go to Player of the Weeks?
Wait, Chris, 3 saves? There's no way it was just.
Yeah, I got that number wrong. It was ESPN. They said it was 3 saves, but he had way more than that.
Well, listen, do yourself a favor. Go watch the highlights of this game. He was insane. They should have lost.
Roll those in the background with no sound, please.
They were really good, Frank. It's worth watching.
I'm going to check them out after this.
I was going to go with Skorupski as my Player of the Week, but then you picked a goalie, so I didn't want to pick a goalie. So I went with Destro just because I think he's going to be Player of the Month, and this is Destro we're talking about. Like he's having the time of his life. So
you picked Destro before I picked Cranio. So what are you talking about?
Yeah, I know. I was flip flopping though. Like I saw that, but he just. Like, when are we ever going to pick a Genoa player for Player of the Week again? So I'm picking him.
He's been awesome.
Yeah, he's been great. And Frank, I couldn't find any stats on K-Lead. He really there was literally not even a foul that he committed.
Like I said, I picked him basically as a statement to a big FU to Bonucci more than anything else, and the fact that he's 38 and still our best defender.
Yeah,
let's celebrate that.
Can't disagree with you there. For Frankie's Player of the Week, we're going to change it to Player of Juventus because it's only Juventus players.
We're not saying Destro is going to continue this, but he's been.
Yeah, listen, I'm not saying a big team should buy Destro. Let's facts. I'm just saying who expected him to score 8 goals this month? Not one person would ever make that bet in their lives. So
8 goals get you Player of the Month. God, the bar is so low these days.
Okay.
Dom, let's go to games. Or Dom, do you want to pull up our records, our points for our predictions, and then we'll pull up the week 21, round 21. Look at this. I picked up some points on Frank, so this is our prediction numbers. Frank's in the lead by 1. Chris doesn't know.
You have the number of picks. I was going to say, so we're all under 500. So I know there's 3 results in soccer, but that's still pretty bad. Like, what's a good betting line?
It's tough to pick a week before the game.
Yeah, we don't even know who's going to be playing. So. All right, so let's pull up the schedule now. I don't know if there's any good games, honestly. I know Juventus Rome is a good game, but I don't think there's much more than that. All right, so let's each pick a game. We'll give our results, right?
Sure.
All right.
Let's look at
Chris, go first.
Genoa Napoli.
Genoa Napoli.
Yes, 1-1.
1-1. All right. Any reason?
Genoa's been playing good. Napoli's hasn't really impressed lately. So
I'm going to say 2-1 Genoa.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Genoa's playing really good, though. They really are. Like they're getting points. I'm going to say 2-1 Genoa. Destro with his 9th goal this season.
So no one picked Napoli? I picked that.
No, I meant Napoli. 2-1 Napoli. Destro with his 9th goal this season.
Okay. Right.
Frank, what are you going to pick?
Let's see here. We're going Juventus Rome.
Yeah, I mean, we have to pick that one.
So we have to pick that one, huh? I'm gonna say.
So remember, no Pellegrini, no Bentancur. This is people who we know is not going to be in, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's a good reminder.
I'm trying to think if anyone else is suspended or injuries or whatever, but that's
2-1 Juventus.
2-1 Juventus. Chris, what about you?
I was going to say 2-1 Juventus.
I'm going to say 3-2 Juventus.
Not with Chiellini in. Is he resting him?
I don't know.
Not giving up 2.
Let's go with
Fiorentina Inter. Come on.
Ugh.
Yeah, well, so you can pick against them.
Yeah.
Fine, let's go Fiorentina Inter. I'm gonna say 4-0 Inter.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 3-0 Inter.
I would say 2-1 Inter.
Oh, he didn't even pick against them. What a scrub.
Fine, I'll change it 1-1. I'll go with my.
No, I don't care.
Let's 1-1. That was my hunch anyway. Yeah, if they can tie with 9 men, they can definitely tie. They can tie Inter
against Torino. Yeah. So let's quickly. What's your predictions for the Italian Cup leg 1, Inter versus Juventus tomorrow?
You got to give it to Juventus the advantage, right? Lukaku's not playing, right?
I don't believe he's playing. I think he's suspended.
So I would say Juventus is going to win.
Parolo. Oh no,
Parolo going with 1-0.
Fiorentina to win, right?
Yeah,
I like it.
So, Chris, what did you say about the Inter Juventus game?
I would say this first leg, it's going to be Juventus. You take Lukaku out of the game, and they're a totally different team. So,
yeah, I think it'll be hard.
Juventus.
What was that?
2-0 Juventus.
Oh, you want to score too?
No, I'm just throwing it out.
I'll say 2-1.
I'm going to say 1-1. I'm going to say they're going to mess it up even with Lukaku out. Juventus is not going to go all out for the Italian Cup.
Yeah.
No, you don't have to count those down. I just wanted to talk about it. And the other game is what? It's Atalanta. Are they in it still?
Yeah,
Atalanta and
Napoli? No. I forget.
Yeah, I think it's Napoli. I can't even remember.
Yeah, I think it is.
So that game's Wednesday, I think. This game's Tuesday and that game's Wednesday. And I got no work tomorrow because of the snow, so I will be actually watching the game, so I'm happy about that.
Nice.
All right, any final thoughts?
No.
Nothing? Thanks, guys. Like, subscribe, follow on Twitch, follow on Twitter, follow on YouTube. Twitch, Football Manager. We started season 3. Chris has made the Euro Cup following season 2 with Sassuolo. He's got a pretty tough group. I don't think he's going to get out of there.
Ooh.
Dan got a Napoli interview, and then they spit in his face.
I got a Napoli interview. They said, "Fuck off, kid. We don't want you." I was like, "All right, fine, whatever. I don't want your job anyway." So that's where we're at. Every day, pretty much, we stream that, and we have a lot of fun.
Are those still coming up on the channel? Or are you putting them on?
Because it's just it's too much to upload. I am staying home tomorrow. No work, Perlo. Thank you for your concern and asking. All right, we will see you guys next week.
Take it easy.
All right. Adios, guys.